Hello and good morning from London. I am David Petreko with the Nautical Institute's headquarters staff, and I'm very pleased to be joined by my colleagues, Captain Varma and Mr. Fothergill. Manish, Martin, good morning.
Good morning, David.
Good morning, David.
Thanks for joining us. Before we start, though, I'll just give you a little bit of background here. So I hope everybody's familiar with the Nautical Institute, but for those of you who might not be, we are an international professional body. That means that our main role is in helping our members, and even some non-members, as you'll find out today, develop themselves professionally. We also represent our members at various forums around the world, both internationally, nationally, and locally. And we have a seat at the IMO as a non-governmental organization. We are all about sharing information, and we do that to help people learn. And that's what this morning's presentations will be about, the various different ways that we help people learn. And of course, in that process, we learn ourselves. And the reason is, the why, is because we believe that professionals, people who continuously learn, people who treat their work as professionals, make better decisions. That's all, make better decisions. Now that might be in navigation, you make a better decision. It might be in the ship management, it might be in commercial management, it might even be in your career development. But we are trying to help you make better decisions. So, as I said, we are a membership organization. I'll try not to plug it too much, but please do join us as a member. Before we start, this is an interactive session. Your microphones and camera do not work, but your keyboard does. So you'll see you have a little control panel on the upper right-hand side. You have a little white arrow in an orange field that expands or contracts your control panel. When it's expanded, you have a number of options. There's an area to type a question and then submit it. Make sure you press a little send button down there. There are also a couple handouts. One is a copy of the slides for today. There are going to be a lot of internet links on those slides. So if you, rather than trying to scribble them all down, feel free to download the slides and get them that way. If for any reason the software goes into the background, you can always get the webinar back by pressing this little symbol, which will be on your bottom toolbar. We will have a little survey pop up at the end. If you could just take a couple minutes and complete it, it'll help us improve our delivery for future events. You are not alone. There are about 250 of you out there. So when you send in your questions, please keep them fairly brief and succinct, which will help me sort them and discuss them in due time. You will get a certificate, probably 2 or 3 hours after the event. You will get a thank you for attending email. In that email will be a link to the certificate. The certificate will be customized to you with your name on it. You're most welcome for that. And a recording of this webinar will be available on our YouTube channel, as is all the other webinars that we have done. Probably won't be up until tomorrow, so be patient, but then enjoy it and feel free to share that with any of your colleagues. So this is your panel. As I've said, I'm David Petreko. My background is about 20 years at sea, master mariner, and about 20 years with the Nautical Institute. I'm joined here by Captain Varma, who has 25 years at sea, including years in command. He came ashore, did a variety of academic work, and has been lecturing in some of the top maritime schools, and is now our head of training at the Nautical Institute. I'm also joined by Martin Fothergill. In addition to being having that wonderful title of Marketing and Communications Manager, he's very passionate about ensuring that there is good value for membership, for members, and he also has a bit of a passion for helping people with career development. And he'll talk about some of the tools that he has spearheaded to offer those opportunities to our members. So I will kick off. Let's start with the free stuff. Always good to start with the free stuff. Mars is our mariners alerting and reporting scheme. It's a confidential reporting scheme. So if you see anything that you would like to share, a learned lesson with your fellow mariners, please send it in to mars@nautinst.org, and we will treat that with the reverence it is due. We talk a lot about the human element for many years with the help of the Lloyd's Register Foundation. We did a series of research into human element, and that they are all available free on the HE Alert website, including posters and videos. So if you're interested in the human element, check that out. The Navigator magazine, I hope you all appreciate that. We are just preparing the 25th edition at the moment. So it's free, it's printed. We distribute 100,000 copies of that personally delivered onto ships by volunteers. But all the back issues are available online as download PDFs, both high and low resolution. And there is an app. And one of the best things about the app is that it is searchable. So you can search across all 25 editions of Past Navigators using the app. So that is free. Download it and enjoy. And we have a jobs board. So if you're interested in job opportunities, career change, etc., feel free to visit our job board and see what you find. Also for free, we've been doing these weekly webinars since about March, and all of them are available on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search for the Nautical Institute and you will find them. They are fantastic. They're little hours of joy and gems. And if you need a refresher in hatch cover maintenance, or if you want to consider mindfulness in shipping, all sorts of topics are up there. Feel free to enjoy and share them with your friends and colleagues. We also do learning through publications, and we have a range of publications that you can consider. So go to our website /shop and explore and enjoy. Those you do have to pay for, but you get a discount if you're a member. So we also do a range of short courses, which I'm going to take a little bit of time to tell you about. Because we don't do STCW courses. We don't do courses for the sake of doing courses. Courses come from work that we've done that we've been passionate about. We started doing courses a couple of years ago. They were delivered around the world, usually 2 or 3 days in a classroom. Since the pandemic, we've converted all of those courses to online courses. It's a symmetrical training. So that means face-to-face with the instructor, and we've adapted them using new tools for symmetric and asymmetric learning, and they are delivered over a range of half days, so they're not too intense for either the students or the instructor. And they are very interactive, and that's because we limit the places to only 8 students per instructor in order to keep that good communication and interactive feedback. The first one is our Navigation Assessors course. Now, this came about probably about 10 years ago. We asked ourselves as an institute, why is it with the years and even decades of bridge team management were accidents still being blamed on poor communication and poor bridge team management? And it occurred to us that if you do a bridge team management course, you graduate on the Friday, maybe you go home for a month on leave, then you come back to the ship. If you remember anything that you learned, you might try to practice it. But if the entire bridge team don't employ it as a culture, you soon forget it and fall out, and the course has been wasted. You get a nice tick in the box saying that you've attended a BRM, but it's probably not as effective as possible. So as a ship owner who's paying for all this nice expensive training and believes in the power of bridge team management, how can you ensure that it's being used? Well, the best method, in our opinion, is to send an independent assessor on board, and not just for a half an hour in port, but to ride with the ship for 3, 4, 5 days to get to know the crew, to be able to sit in the background, observe human behavior, and to mentor. It's not a pass-fail. It's not a policing exercise. It is a mentoring exercise. And if both the bridge team and the assessor think that way, then it's really a good learning experience. So what makes a good assessor? What should an assessor assess? So my colleague, Captain Harry Gale, spent about a year talking to a wide range of commercial independent navigation assessors and compiled this book. It is not a checklist. It is a book that talks about what should be assessed and how it should be assessed. Then we got the idea, well, it's such a good book, maybe we should make a course out of it. So we did. And this course is about soft skills. The course is taught to senior navigators, chief mates, captains, who know how to navigate. We don't teach you how to navigate. What we teach you to do is to look at human behavior and to communicate that in a positive way. So do you go on board somebody's ship and say, look, Captain, you're doing it wrong? No, you don't. But what you might do is you might say, Captain, I've been watching you. Do you know there's probably a less risky way of doing that operation? So it's those soft skills, it's the language and how you communicate and how you build the team and learn with the team. And it's a very rewarding exercise. So that's what we do. Our instructors are all practitioners in the field. So we only have a few instructors, but they're very special because not only do they have technical knowledge, but they have practical experience. So you're not talking to somebody reading a lecture, you're talking to somebody who's actually done this in the field over many years. And they have a passion for helping people learn. And that's not being a lecturer, that's being a facilitator and discussion and talk about case studies and et cetera, et cetera. So all of our courses have these type of instructors. We don't have many, but they're fantastic at what they do. Onboard assessments are a criteria for TMSA. In TMSA, they require an independent assessment, not only on the bridge, but in the engine room, cargo, and mooring. And the Container Safety Forum have just come out with a new guide for safe container operations and call for an independent navigation assessors. So the industry is starting to come around to this, and we're very pleased to be helping them with it. We also do bespoke company courses, and there's one that we've developed that is a little bit longer, but it is an on-board assessors course, so it goes beyond navigation and tackles those areas of engineering, cargo, and mooring. We do a lot of work with human element. We've been in existence for nearly 50 years now. We'll be 50 as an organization next year, and we've always been founded on human element. We've done some specific projects, but one of the projects that I found really interesting was called Human Performance and Limitations. And in the 90s, the aviation industries developed this. And they said, if somebody actually has an understanding of their human frailty, then they can manage it better. So, if I understand that I'm affected by extreme heat or cold, I can prepare myself for that. The book talks about things as diverse as how the eyes and ears work. And we have a little diagram of an eyeball and talk about it. And then we give advice on how to scan the horizon in fog when you're a lookout. We talk about stress and fatigue. We talk about conflict resolution on board. Now, one of the fascinating things is in aviation, passing an exam in HPL is a requirement, not only for commercial pilots, but also for leisure pilots. and it talks about air height and fatigue and things like that. So when we started converting this to maritime, we thought, well, we actually have to go well beyond that, because for mariners, the ships are actually our homes as well, and we live there for months on months with a diverse group of people. So it takes all that into account, and it's not a thick book, very thin, but it's really good stuff, and we hope that eventually all mariners will get a copy of it before they go to sea and start a career. So, and of course, we have a course around that that talks about, from a management point of view, the effects of heat and light and even diet and exercise have on board to increase the performance of the individuals sailing the ships. Now, blockchain may be a strange one, but one of our members, Anjan, is very, very passionate about this subject and has been doing a lot of work with governments around the world trying to improve the security of maritime documents. And we started getting a lot of questions about, and even we got a request from the IMO to deliver a version of the course to IMO members, which we were pleased to do. If you want a taster of that, Anjan's done a very good introduction to blockchain on a webinar, and it's there on our YouTube channel if you want to check it out. And with all of our instructors, if you're not sure about whether the course is right for you, all of our instructors would be pleased to schedule a short chat with anybody interested, just so that you can meet them, understand them, and get a better understanding about what the course will deliver before you book it. So if you want to contact any of our instructors or get any further information on our courses, just contact us at that email, courses@nautinst.org. Here's another one that's a little bit strange, Introduction to Shipping, but it seems that a lot of people come into shipping, particularly shoreside management, without a background in shipping, and the necessity to know what the different ship types, the difference between charter parties, all this sort of stuff. And so my good friend and colleague, Captain Valma, has put this together and is the instructor. So I will let him introduce it a little bit further.
Thank you, David. Thank you, David. This course, as David said, is caters to the gap that we have a lot of non-mariners doing ashore marine-related jobs. So as it says, the course is designed to give newcomers to the maritime industry, irrespective of age, if you have decided to join us, our basic understanding of the vessels, the stakeholders, and their work. It's a very short course, a 3 hours live online course for 2 days only, keeping to our ethos that more than 3 hours is tiring for the students and for the retention purposes. We have a link down there. You can click and get more information. And as usual, you can always email courses@nautinst.org for further information. Next slide, please. Thank you. This one, we also have two self-directed learning schemes, and the Command Diploma Scheme and the Harbor Master Scheme. I will, the first thing, the scheme documents is free for you, which means that you can go to our website, download the scheme completely free of cost. And that scheme basically will guide you what topics to do, how to do them. But if you want them to be assessed and you get an NI certificate, you will have to pay the course fees. One of the advantages, if you are paying the fees, that we do assign you a mentor when you register of any of these schemes, which helps, and you can communicate with them independently for your career and also on the scheme. Next slide. A little bit more in detail about the Command Diploma Scheme. So what it is about, it's basically, we all know we have STCW certificates, but there's a big gap when you go on board and you take over command. this is my experience. I'm sure this is the experience of most of the seafarers who have taken command on board. So this scheme will help you to prepare yourself for the command of a ship. It goes into the five areas which we find are challenging when you take over command: ship handling, business and shipping law, crew management welfare, and ISM code and day-to-day management of the ship, and coping with emergencies. So, accordingly, we have five units that will go that sort of handle these five concerns, which are on the next slide. So, it's five units you have to do. Unit one is about learning. We feel that's very important to know how you learn and how your crew will learn. You will be mentoring them, and as a master, one of your biggest challenges is to train your crew. And this unit will help you in a lot in knowing how learning happens. So that's important. Then obviously going to unit two about onboard management, navigation and ship handling, how as a chief mate, if you're a chief mate, you prepare yourself for taking over command, how you ask questions, how you log down your navigation and ship handling maneuvers and discuss. So basically, it's a very practical unit, and it has been very popular with our students. Number four, obviously, ships commercial business. Uh, we as a master have to, all know, have to sign bill of lading and claims documents and legal documents which may give a huge liability to your owners or ship managers. And this unit will tell you in how to prepare, how to go about this commercial business of the ship. And unit five, God forbid it happens, but if it happens, how to deal with it, emergencies and drills. So this unit will help you to prepare for emergencies and drills. Mind you, as I said, it's a self-directed learning. The guide will be for you to discover yourself on board the ship. It will guide you where to look, what to look on board the vessel, and prepare yourself. So it's very interesting, and we have a very good feedback from the students on this, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And as I said again, the guide is available free on our website. You can download and have a look. And for any queries, obviously you can come back to us at posted@dotins.org. Next slide, please. This scheme was again prepared to cater to the demand that in ports and harbors there were employees who wanted to become harbor masters, so career progression. And so it starts from very basic. Even if you're non-mariner, it will help you to go towards, prepare yourself towards being a harbor master. I don't say that this will make you directly a harbor master, but it will prepare you. So obviously, if you are a non-mariner or you are not a harbor master, it will help you to get yourself maybe an assistant harbor master a job, and it is something that if it is of your interest, in your area of interest, to become a harbor master from non-marine background, equally I will say that it's very valuable for mariners also. It's very specialized, a harbor master role in a port. So please go through our website. See again, as I said, the guide is free. This consists of one compulsory assignment of 5,000 words, five tasks of 3,000 words. Sorry, yeah, and case study of 10,000 to 20,000 words. I must say there is a bit of a error here. It's one from five tasks, but totally you have to do five assignments. That's the so yeah, there are five assignments of 3,000 words, one assignment of 5,000 words, and one case study. We are very flexible with the time. We know you're seafarers. If you're seafarers, we give you a good time. Normal expectations is that you will complete this in 1 year, but we are very happy to extend, depending on your circumstances. So we have people who have been doing slow and steady, but they have done it in 2 years, 3 years. So Don't let that that number of words or number of tasks deter you from taking up this scheme.
Thank you very much, Manish. I'm now going to introduce Martin Fothergill, who will talk to us about, so all those short courses and all the schemes are open to either members or non-members. So that's that. But obviously we want to develop things that add value to our members themselves. And so I'm going to ask Martin to talk to you a little bit about those opportunities that we've arranged. Martin, over to you.
Well, thank you, Manish, and thank you, David. Yeah, I'm very pleased to talk about this. We're very proud to have partnered with Videotel. They're a world leader in maritime e-learning. They have over 40 years experience, established in 1973, and you'll find their training solutions on over 12,000 vessels worldwide. So they know what they're doing. So what does this mean when you come to take one of their training courses? Well, it means that course is carefully researched. It means it's up to date. It means it reflects current regulations and current techniques. And it's created by subject matter experts. And more recently, they've been pioneering the use of gamification in e-learning in the maritime arena. So in partnership with the NI, they offer a wide range of courses covering subjects such as cybersecurity, ECDIS, Colregs. So please do type the web address that you can see into your browser and view their full range of courses. And the beauty of these courses is that they're online, so you can study them or where you want to study them and when you want to study them. And if you're an NI member, you can take one free Videotel online course every 12 months. Plus, and this has just only been introduced, you can get a 25% discount on any additional courses you take up until the end of this year. So in summary, whether you're an NI member or whether you're a non-member, Videotel courses are a great way to further your knowledge, enhance your skills, and advance your career. David, could I have the next slide?
Hold on, it's coming.
Okay, so this is a benefit that we've introduced very recently for Nautical Institute members only. They're easy to digest learning modules on a range of subjects, and they're business related topics, management, leadership, career development as an example. They're delivered through well-produced and engaging videos in the main. If you're an NI member, you can take as many of the modules as you want when you want. And to access them, all you need to do is log into the address shown on your screen, so the My NI area of the Nautical Institute website, and then just click on free online courses. But if you're not already a member, I would urge you to become one, because this is just one of the many great benefits that you'll receive as a member of the Nautical Institute. So thank you for your time, and back to you, David.
Thank you very much, Martin. Okay, so now a little bit of Q&A. Let me just stop sharing that for the moment. Right, so we have a couple questions here. One question comes from a master with 4 years command experience on tankers, and he says, I'm working ashore and currently a DPA with a small ship management company. Questions: one, what should be my career target? And I'm going to hand this to you, Manish, in the first instance. What should be my career target, and what education should I take to enhance my career progress?
The first thing I say, the career target, we cannot specifically guide you that this should be your target. It depends on your interest, basically. I would suggest that what interests you should be your target, because what interests you, you will be able to deliver better results. There are quite a few academic courses they are available with the universities. Depending on your choice, either you can take this academic courses or you can take other like Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers have a course. You can take a shipbrokers course. If you want to go in education, you can take some academic course in education. There are train the trainer courses there. So that I would suggest that it's very hard for me to say which course to take. The course will be dependent on what stream you want to progress your career, what is your interest. Thank you.
Thanks, Manish. And I must say that I think mariners are not always aware of all the career opportunities that are open to them. If you think of it as an iceberg, sailing on a ship, being an officer, is just the tip of the iceberg. All the other maritime careers that support that activity are huge. Anything from commercial surveying, even within surveying, you've got class surveyors, flag surveyors, P&I surveyors, all different types of surveying. You have finance, you have insurance, you have accident investigation. I mean, a huge number of careers that require people to have some shipboard experience. Manish mentioned the International Chartered Shipbrokers. That's a great organization if you're looking to get some training for commercial activities. I've done one myself. They're very good. There are various colleges that offer degrees. Even the World Maritime University who do PhDs. So huge opportunities out there. But go and have a look. I think the International Chamber of Shipping have a nice career section on theirs. And of course, there are other organizations that specialize in consultancy organizations that specialize in helping mariners transit from the sea to the shore. So if you just Google some maritime career, they'll probably come up. So good luck with that. Keep in touch. Let us know how you get on. Martin, this one's for you. This is a mod. Is there a specific list of VideoTel free courses for NI members, or is it just any of them?
Yes, there is. The web address that was on the slide, and the slide is available as a handout, isn't it, David?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, if you go to that web address, it lists all the courses that are available to NI members. But of course, you can go to the VideoTel site as well and look at their online courses that they offer. But yes, the ones available to NI members are listed on our website at that address.
Okay, thanks very much, Martin. Right. Guess what? There are quite a few comments and questions about mentoring. So huge subject. So I'll start off with this. This is a Nabrazone. I am an STS superintendent and ex-oil tanker master who would like to start contributing towards mentoring. However, I am not aware of how I can help. So I'll start on that. Mentoring comes in all shapes and sizes, anywhere from what we call the 10-minute challenge on board to a lifelong relationship through other organizations. So at the moment, we promote something called the 10-minute challenge. So we have a lovely little book here, again, very thin, that talks about how you can take 10-minute opportunities on board to try to mentor. It's written by my good friend and our senior vice president at the Institute, Captain Andre Legubin. And he used to work as an accident investigator. And when he was working as an accident investigator, he identified that probably 80% of what he saw that caused an accident could have been prevented by experiential learning, which is learning on the job. So he's picked this up and he's very passionate about them. There is a webinar where he talks about mentoring at sea. So go to the YouTube channel. We're also about to launch a new scheme for promoting this. So in answer, how do you start? First of all, you can start by just taking 10 minutes to help somebody. Interesting. Andre says that the greatest thing you could do, if you could just do one single thing on board to help mentoring, is to speak a common language in common spaces. So that's the bridge, the engine room, the messes, and the amount that you can learn, or that people can learn by listening to other conversations. If you're a third mate and the captain and the chief engineer are speaking a language that isn't familiar to you, and they're talking about shipboard operations, or they're solving a problem together, the amount of information that that mariner can pick up just by listening is fantastic. The other thing is social isolation, and this is a big deal in this day and age with COVID, with people spending longer on board ship because they can't get repatriated. That take that 10 minutes, start mentoring, start a conversation, because conversations and relationships really do break down and prevent social exclusion and do help people. And there's never been a better time to build relationships on board, start conversations. They don't have to be personal. They can be professional about shipboard operations, but it's a great thing to do. There are other schemes. For instance, the Honorable Company of Master Mariners do a mentoring scheme, which is more of a long-term relationship scheme. And I think, Martin, we've even spoken at the Institute about possibly setting something up that's a little bit longer term. Do you want to share any ideas around mentoring?
Well, only that to echo what you've said, it's incredibly important, and it's certainly something we're looking at. The 10-minute challenge has been very well received, and I think people that have used it have found it really, really helpful. So absolutely, we're looking at ways in which we can, develop what we offer in terms of facilitating more mentoring, because it's so valuable.
Okay, thank you. Here's a question from Georgie's. We hear about unmanned vessels nowadays. When might these unmanned vessels go operational? That's the first question. And number two, what will be the future seafarers? They will still have jobs. That's the second question. And any guide for prospective captains? Okay, I'll start this one. Number one, when might these vessels be operational? They are operational now. They are not big at the moment. They tend to be small vessels. There are a couple trading vessels, small feeder ships that are being built at the moment. There's some offshore support vessels that are fully autonomous on trials. They are there. When will they take over? My personal guess, and I do a fair bit of work in this field, is not for a long time. The vessels that we have at the moment have not been designed to be autonomous and cannot operate, and it would be cost prohibitive to convert all our existing tonnage into autonomous ships. So even if autonomy does take off, it probably won't be retrofitted 100%. So I suspect that everybody at sea will still have careers as long as trade happens. What we will find is a lot more automation coming on board. Now, we have a lot of automation on board anyways. Anybody that uses an ECDIS, that's automated. That's automated positioning system. We have autopilots, that's automated. You can have the autopilot in track control to complete waypoints and voyages. So we have that. One of the concerns at the Nautical Institute, and the reason why I've been doing a lot of work in this field, is because there's a relationship between the people on board, and there will be people on board, and a relationship between them and the equipment. And we just want to make sure that that equipment, the relationship between people and equipment and how you use it, when you rely on it, when you take it off, who has the authority, all those issues need to be looked at, and we are on that voyage at the moment. So what future will seafarers have? I think they will have jobs, but probably at the higher level. And any guide for prospective captains? Manish, I think you covered this under the command, but if you want to pick up this for prospective captains, I'll see if I can find a command book handy.
Yes, David, thank you. Yes, our command book is there for you to prepare for command. We have some specialized short courses which may help you to prepare. Human element one is a very good one. As a master, you will have to deal with your crew, and which that will help you to enhance, to improve their performance. So that's what I can recommend right now to do before taking over command. We have range of short courses, but this is what I think would be immediately be beneficial when you do these two courses.
Thanks, Manish. And one of the things that we did putting the book together, at least, I don't know how many, probably about 20 authors in here writing chapters. And what we did is we took very senior people, very experienced masters, and we sat down and we said, okay, we know that there are STCW requirements to pass a certificate of competency for command, fair enough. But in addition to STCW, above STCW, what is it that you would have liked to be aware of and to know before you took command? And they all had something. So get the book, go through it. If you want, you can carry on with the scheme, but it's really good advice from very experienced masters on what STCW doesn't teach you about being in command. So highly recommended there. Right. What else do we have? Okay. Manish, I'm going to hand this one to you, and it's not necessarily an easy one. The courses that you provide as Nautical Institute, are they recognized or approved by any class? Lloyd's, RENA, DNV, etc. The course that you provide as Nautical Institute, are they recognized or approved by Intercargo, Intertanko, OCIMF, etc.?
Okay, right. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Our courses are not approved by any of the classification societies or on the flag state, because we as an our courses have our own NI standards, and these standards, when we develop, are not developed based, are guided by various IMO publications, but the practical courses. So we add to IMO courses, IMO guidelines, uh, uh, and we ourselves set standards for the industry. So we feel that our standards are good, and we don't need any class requirement or class approval for that. They are non-STCW courses, so anyway they don't need any approval from any class. Number one, as far as I know, Intertanko and OPIM do not approve or disapprove or recommend any institute or any courses individually. We have had a talk with them, and they said that's not in their domain to sort of a second course or approve a course or recommend a course. And what else was the question there?
That's it, Manish. Whether the courses are approved. And Pantelis, who asked that, has just thanked you for your answer. So
Okay.
Thanks very much for that. I probably failed to explain that jumble of words that's on your screen. This is just a little bit of fun. And if on another device or on another screen you want to go to menti.com, and type in that number 6669987. You'll be invited to put up to 3 words, and you can use a word that's already there. And if you do, that word will increase in size and position, or you can put in new words that you want. And as the words come in, you'll probably see a little bit of motion there. And so it's just a little way of voting, taking a poll that's a little bit fun, but also will help us recognize our strengths and or weaknesses. So please go to that site, do the poll. I'll even leave it running for a few hours after the webinar. So if you want to do it after the webinar, once you've learned more about what we do, please do that. That'd be great. Right, Manish, there's this one's coming for you, and it's Sam, and he says, BRM courses only last for about a week. Is there an argument for having advanced navigation courses that last more than a week?
Hi, Sam. Yes, BRM course, in fact, maximum I have heard is 5 days. I know a lot of institutions who do it for 2.5 days. Few institutions or organizations don't even in BRM have use simulator. It's theoretical classes. So there's a wide range in when you talk of the term BRM. As far as advanced navigation is considered, you do have ship handling courses. Because these courses are expensive, they are mostly paid by the organizations. Yes, it's always advantageous to have an advanced ship handling course in the type of ship that you're handling. I mean, I agree on that. So argument is yes, we must have if we're going on a new type of ship, a ship that you have never handled. It's always good to have a ship handling, do a ship handling course. These courses are developed bespoke for the organizations or the ship types. I remember when I was doing in Warsash, we had the QMAX or the new ones, and they had a very peculiar ship handling, and we got companies asking us, "Can you train our ships?" I can tell you, it was NYK who asked us to train the masters on that, and we developed right from developing the model for the ship because they were the new type. There was no new model. There was no model available, and then we delivered the training. So in short, yes, there is always an argument because it will enhance safety once you practice on those type of ships. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Manish. And it is important that you're continually learning. And this comes to an interesting question or comment from Colm. And sorry, Martin, I'm going to throw this one to Manish as well. But Colm says, it seems to me that the NI is providing a role that indicates that the present certification of seafarers is deficient. Does the panel agree? Everything you provide seems to me to be an essential skill.
Okay, right. Let's put it this way. We feel that STCW, as David has said, is the minimum criteria. And we feel from the industry, we are in a good position to know from the industry the skill gaps. We have PNI clubs as our, associates here, who are very friendly with NI, not in the sense in the friends, but they support NI's, continuous professional development campaign. And from there, we find what is the skill gap, where the accident incidents are happening. And that's where we fill in. That's why we said we are different. Our courses are non-STCW, and they are mainly after wide consultation with the industry that we develop a course. And here I must tell you a little bit about, there was a question earlier about the standards. Our standards are, course is not just set in like, a fixed guideline or a syllabus from an IMO model course. We first get a feedback from various stakeholders. We develop a course. We do a trial course after that. And being in London, we have the advantage that we get, stakeholders from everywhere: PNI clubs, hull and machinery insurers, ship managers, seafarers. We do couple of trial courses. Based on the feedback, we amend the course, and I can tell you, couple of courses we had to rewrite them completely. So they fulfill the need of the industry and for the participants, and that's why I can say that our feedback for the courses is excellent. Not because I do the courses or I manage the courses, but anytime go, ask me, send an email, and we'll send you the testimonials. We make it bespoke. We take a lot of pains to make it bespoke. We are a charity organization, and our purpose is to improve your decision making, as David said. So I'll just say, have a taster of one of our courses, and you'll feel the difference between a normal SPCW courses and NI course. Thank you.
And there's a passionate answer for you. And the IMO, which obviously control the STCW convention, their motto is safety, security, and environmental protection. And that's what they do. Whether a ship makes money, whether people can develop their careers is not really the business of the IMO. So if you're interested in the commercial side of things, in other operational issues, or as Martin explained, if you want to take a course to help develop your own career, that's what we provide and as a membership service. Martin, do you want to add anything more to that?
No, other than to say that we're here to help you as a maritime professional, and whether you're a member or not. So as you can see, we offer a number of free resources, but we also offer a number of resources to members as well to help enhance their careers. So yeah, we're here for everybody, and your interests are our interests, absolutely, and we will always look to you to tell us what you want from us in terms of your own professional development. So please do give us your feedback. We're very keen to have it.
And in fact, Martin, you're doing a series of webinars as well on career development. Have you got one coming up in the next week or so?
We've got one coming up towards the end of this month, and we'll be publicizing that. Yeah, we have a series. We have roughly about 4 a year that are aimed at helping maritime professionals in terms of developing their career. Things like advice on how to write a great CV, interview techniques, things like that. So yeah, that's coming up later this month.
Okay, and thank you for everybody doing the Menti poll. I hope you're having a bit of fun with it. But I like the fact that, what does the Nautical Institute training mean to you? Snow and rain are up there. So thank you for that contribution. I'll hand that over to Martin to analyze following the webinar. Right, this one's coming to you, Manish. It's from Nicholas. It says, can you explain the Institute's CPD, Continuous Professional Development log application, so that members can log and record their CPD?
It's okay. If you are a member, you please contact us, and we send you a form. There's a format for it. You fill it up. You send it to us. We send it to one of our senior members, who will then guide you a basis. Who will give you a feedback on your continuous development profession, what you have done. So it's a log. You please contact us. We will send you the links and everything.
If I could just chip in there, if that's okay, David.
Yeah,
if you're a member, you can log into the My NI area of the NI website, and in there's a tab that says Record My CPD. I'm pretty sure that's the title, and you can actually just enter CPD into that, and it will keep an online log of the continuous professional development that you've actually entered. So that's a very useful tool that's available to you if you're a Nautical Institute member.
Thank you, Martin, and thank you, Carl, for the message you just sent about the snow and the rain. Excellent stuff. Okay, so um, uh, interesting question here. Not particularly on training, but I'll make it on training. And this is by Ahmad. And it says, I am the chief officer on a bulk carrier. What is the future of using wind force to power the modern ships? Thanks. It is a reality. There are wind power assisted ships out there. It's actually a very fascinating area of development. You'll know that the IMO have set very ambitious targets for reducing fossil fuel and greenhouse gas emissions. So people are looking at every possible type of fuel, from agriculture fueled to nuclear energy to wind to sun, combinations of all the others, hydrogen. So everything's being looked at. There is an organization called the Wind Ship Organization. And if you go to their website, they have a very good roundup of all the different types of wind, everything from big kites that fly high in the air above the ship and pull it along. And that's because the wind currents high up above the ship are more steady and stronger, to rotors that create low pressure areas, like a cloth sail or an airplane wing. They're used. So it's a fascinating thing. And the reason I'm going to make this about training is that mariners will have to keep up with this technology. It will affect the way that ships are operated, and it even creates wonderful job opportunities if you're interested in getting involved in the development of those kind of technologies. So thank you very much for that. Okay, Manish, I'm going to fire this one at you. It's a suggestion. Can we provide a bridge for the seafarers who are looking to shift ashore? Probably mentoring or opportunities available. So if somebody wants to come ashore, Manish, and we've all done it, you and I at least, how would one go about it?
The best thing I would say is, like the way I did was, I decided I had to come ashore, and I decided my field, and I did some to gain an upper hand on the others. I did some academic qualifications. You can do some courses if you want to become a chartered shipbroker. You take their course and do pass the exams. So obviously, you should show your interest. When an employer is employing you, he will say, the employer has to see, you are passionate towards it. So the passion is, you do professional development courses, it adds the value. Let me tell you, when you say that you're a member of NI, which shows that you are committed towards your continuous professional development. And for me, I know when I put it there, they were very happy about the employers, that I am serious about my professional development all the time. And so you have to get a hand above the others, and the best way is to show your commitment to the employer and try it. I won't say that it's not easy to get a short job. Start from a rank or a designation that's appropriate and build it up slowly. It helps to be a seafarer in most of the jobs, but as you know, there are people doing jobs like shipbrokers who have not been seafarers at all. So depending on your interest, either you go in the technical field, or superintendent and that line, or if you want to divulge out, you have to do. I would suggest you do some courses, do some self-professional development, and try there. That will give you a better chance to get a job in the stream.
Okay, thank you very much, Manish. I might also say, it's very easy these days, not necessarily to come ashore to get a job, but it's very easy to learn about the opportunities. So go on the internet, have a look, explore some of the opportunities. Like I said, there are hundreds for the position of somebody who drives a ship. There are hundreds of careers knock on, and you'd be surprised what they are. And they're constantly evolving more and more, whether it's to do with sustainable oceans, whether it's to do with autonomous ships, driving autonomous ships from ashore. There's still people there. They're just ashore, not at sea. The other thing I'd say, and I would say this, is, and Martin will be pleased that I'm saying it, is branches. We have branches all around the world, and they're a great source of information. The people who attend the branches, the members, have a huge number of backgrounds on different career paths. So go to a branch meeting when it's safe to do so, when we open up. A lot of the branches are actually doing virtual meetings. So you should be aware of who your local branch is. And even now you can attend somebody else's branch because it's all online. But start up conversations with the people who are in the branch. They all have different careers. They all have different career paths. And the more people you know, the better it's going to be to make that transition.
Yeah,
So go ahead,
I
Martin.
was just going to echo that, and certainly we were talking about our senior vice president Captain Andre Gubin, and he's mentioned often that he's found jobs through networking, and branches are great for networking. So it was his membership of the Nautical Institute that has led to a number of the jobs he's had, and just because it offered him the opportunity to network, to get into conversations with people that maybe he wouldn't have otherwise got into. So yeah, sorry to jump in, David, but I thought that was worth mentioning.
Excellent. Well, I was just going to say, I've got my eye on the time. We have allowed an hour. There are other unanswered questions, but I'm not going to be able to get to them. Join us. We're a membership organization. Go to our website. It's on the presentation, so I hope you've downloaded that. And if you have any questions, contact us at courses@nautinst.org. That's also in the presentation. Thank you ever so much for attending. Martin and Manish, thank you so much for joining us this morning and having this conversation. Very much appreciated.
Thank you, David.
Thank you. Thanks,
Okay.
David, for inviting us.
Martin and Manish, I'll invite you to log off, and I will close the session for everybody. So thank you very much. Thank you I'll leave this Menti thing up for another couple hours, and please do our little survey at the end if you can. Thank you very much, and good day.